Guess who's back with a brand new rap? And I don't mean that.
It was a brand new
Hi.
I can't finish the rest of that
I know,
song.
I can't either. Welcome back to the Sibling Ting podcast.
Hola.
Konnichiwa.
I'm Charlie, I'm the oldest sibling, and I talk about motorsports.
I'm Carter, I'm the middle child, and I talk about boxing and the combat side of sports.
I'm Jesse, I'm the youngest. I'm a professional bellend, and I talk
Facts.
about darts and football.
So, it's been, well, for one of us, it's been an extremely big week, has it not, Carter Taylor?
Yes. A lot, yeah.
So, before we get into it, we really love to do this little thing on this podcast to get it started, don't we, boys? So, are we ready?
I am. I reckon we got it.
Well, I won't lie to you, I've just literally had to think about what we say. I'm going over it in my
This
head.
is now the 5th time we'll do it successfully.
If we do it successfully.
We will.
No pressure. Right, are we ready? 3, 2, 1.
Lights out and podcast on.
Every time. Right, I'm going to actually start this week because, funnily enough, I don't have a lot to talk about because
I just want to
unfortunately...
mention-
Oh, go on.
You know when you did the intro, Ben,
Yeah.
and we do Lights Out, podcast on, every single time you go,
Yes.
every time. So whenever I have to edit, every single time I'll make sure it's as soon as the music stops, you just hear you go, yes,
Yeah.
every single time.
Because I get really excited. So, this week we have not had a F1 race, which has been heartbreaking for me. However, we have had a MotoGP race. Now, as I've said before, I have only just started getting into MotoGP, and unfortunately I wasn't able to actually watch it because for numerous reasons. One being I cannot find an actual place on UK TV where they actually stream MotoGP, which is a nightmare. Apparently you can get it online, but for reasons that can be explained in this podcast, certain people's dogs, i.e. my own dog, which is my own fault, decided this week to go onto my laptop and lock the mouse pad and keyboard, and we've only just had it fixed. So I could not use this laptop all week, so I wasn't able to watch MotoGP. But I was able to catch up on the little bits on YouTube and Instagram, and it's very nice to say that we now have, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Carter and Jesse, we have two brothers who have won 2 races. Well, obviously, one of them's won a lot more
Yeah, I
than
was
2.
going to say one's
However,
arguably the
Alex
second
Marquez, who is Marc Marquez's brother, who Marc Marquez reasonably is probably going to win the MotoGP Championship this year. Alex Marquez, his younger brother, has won his first race, which is really cute and really good. So that has happened this week, and obviously it has blown up because obviously it's I can't remember if it's the first time it's happened or if it's not happened in a very, very, very long time. I'm fairly certain it might be the first time. But how exciting and and especially on, guys, it's Sibling Ting podcast.
Yeah.
And we're talking about siblings doing Sibling Ting things.
Sibling ting-a-ting-ling.
I'm not going to
Sibling
attempt that.
ting-a-ting.
I don't think I could actually pull that one off.
Well, yeah, I thought that was really sweet, so I thought I'd mention that this week.
It is.
But unfortunately, I don't have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to be quite cute this week. I'm very sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but there's not a lot for me to sort of go on with this week. And to be honest with you, I'm saving my voice because I'm in a little bit of pain because I've been talking so much recently. So I'll hand it over to you, bad boys.
Oh, I will gladly go next.
Oh, actually, hang on, sorry, Jesse. Before we hand over to you, instead of doing it again, we're going to flip it. Who was right again this week?
You know what
with the
shocked
darts
me? You
predictions?
just said hand it over, and I was just about to speak about this.
Because I
but
got really
someone wants their
excited.
ego boosted in life,
Yeah.
that they had to interrupt the handing of the torch. So,
I do.
do you know what? You know, it's not really a bad shout for Gezi to win. Phenomenal player, Mr. Booyah, Mr. Legend. I'd love that man so much. And you know what? He's made me a better man, I would say. I think every time a grand achievement happens, I have a child. Booyah! Well, what's another thing you can celebrate in kart?
You hit one darter against a retiree.
A guy with Parkinson's, yeah? Yeah.
Sure.
Booyah! Come on, double one. It's just, he is entertainment gold, and I love to see him winning. And he beat Humphries to do it, so can't go wrong with that. Littler out in the first round.
Indeed.
Embarrassment. He says he can play darts. joke.
Yeah, I reckon I can take him.
Yeah, I hit a 180 the other day.
Exactly.
Other than him, though, other than that, it's been a pretty quiet week. Not for darts, that is. I believe there was a Martin Schindler won a Euro Tour, which was quite nice. We love Martin Schindler. The Wall. But to be honest, it's just been about Gezi. I love Gezi, and I'm happy he won. But to be fair, it's more about football this week, so you know what? I'm just going to get darts predictions out of the way. Let's get it up.
I've already made my darts prediction anyway.
I don't care.
Because we watched Gezi win, and I
might put money on whatever you say this time.
I mean, it's a good shot at this point.
So starting off the night is Luke Littler versus Stephen Bunting.
Sure.
Littler.
I was going to go Littler.
I'm going to say Bunting.
I just, you know what? I
different.
I don't know. Aspinall or Adobe?
Aspinall.
I love Aspinall.
Aspinall, yeah. Aspinall.
I don't know. Adobe's been on good form recently.
I don't think I'd ever bet against Aspinall. Well, I would bet against Aspinall.
You know what?
Aspinall.
That's what I mean. I just really like him. I want
really
to vote.
Do like him, yeah.
I think that's horrible. This is what the issue is with us. Us three in particular. When we really like something,
we just go. Yeah.
It's like when Yuki. Realistically, he wasn't going to win the race, but we just wanted him to, so we chose him. If I'm being honest, I'd see Dobie beating Aspinall, and that's not because it's just current run of form. Dobie's been particularly good, but I do really like Aspinall, so I'm going to say Aspinall.
Yeah.
Humphries or Price to start off the night.
Oh, what did I say the other day? I think I said Price.
I would, if he plays like he's been playing, I would be inclined to say Gerwyn Price as well.
I will always back Humphries.
And then Rob Cross or Van Gerwen.
Van Gerwen.
He's got to be due a night.
That's my bet this week.
Yeah, he's
Van
got
Gerwen.
to be due a night.
So can't make your bet now.
Into the semis.
Might as well.
Into the semis. With Littler, did we agree on Bunting?
Sure.
Or Bunting versus Aspinall?
Littler.
So Littler to make it to the finals.
Littler Van Gerwen final. Van Gerwen wins.
I would say Van Gerwen. I'll go something odd like Van Gerwen Dobie. A Van Gerwen Dobie final. I think Van Gerwen. He's due a night. He can't go a Premier League season without winning.
You can't say the same as me because I'm going to be wrong.
No.
This will be my first week in a very long time of darts predictions.
Yeah, but he is due a night.
Because of you.
Van Gerwen is due. He can't go a Premier League season and not win a night.
You cursed me, Jesse.
I happily. He can't. He just can't do it.
It's funny because if you both go Van Gerwen, I don't know what's more impressive. The fact you never lose, you always get him right. Jesse always loses.
Gets him
he
wrong.
never
Well, is
gets
this like
him right.
the question?
So yeah, who's
An unstoppable force versus an immovable object.
Yeah,
We're about to find out, Jess.
Yeah, but I'm going Van Gerwen.
Who are you saying, Hart?
You know what? I don't know if Humphries is going to... I always back Humphries, but I don't know if he's going to win. I'm going to say Humphries, but also I might say a random name.
Go on.
I'm going to say Phil Taylor.
You got
You know
to
what?
say a random name.
I thought he was going to say Rob Cross.
I was
then.
going
No.
to, but then I was like, I'm not actually going to... No, you know what? Rob Cross.
Okay.
Rob Cross.
He's been in good form. He's been in good form.
He's going to win a night.
You know what? I'm happy with that. Like I said, it's not been crazy for darts. I think the big one is football. The Premier League champions have been crowned.
It's kicked off, hasn't it?
Was kicked out.
What?
I thought you were talking about the Arsenal PSG.
Oh, so just as a little heads up, currently in the background. Currently in the background is not the Premier League, it's the Champions League. We've got PSG
I'm getting
Arsenal.
there, guys. I'm getting there.
The Premier League champions.
That's Liverpool and
Liverpool are now champions.
Sorry. I am literally confused because I'm watching two different things. So
No, I'm not really a Liverpool fan. I just love football, but to win the league at Anfield at home 5-1 against Tottenham. It must be good to be a Liverpool fan, which I am not. I am a Derby fan. Speaking of Derby, they beat Hull. A fantastic Fozzie doing Fozzie things. That man, honest to God, he deserves a statue. Maybe not, but I will build a statue actually in my back garden of Fozzie. He is done as a service, and I can't lie, that free kick was beautiful. It was a game we had to win. So I don't know what the phrase would be. If we didn't win, the case would be now because Luton played early in the day and Luton won,
right.
Meaning we were in the relegation zone. So we had to beat Hull. Meaning if we didn't beat Hull, we would have been in the relegation zone, and even if we won this Saturday, it wasn't in our hands. It was in their hands to win, and if they had to lose, there were circumstances where we'd had to win and they had to lose. It would have been just a bit tricky. Now it's a case of this Saturday, where we will be there live at Pride Park Stadium. I believe it's 2 points, 2 points, 3 points. It's from Hull. I think it's Hull, Luton, Derby, Preston, and Stoke. Stoke won't go. Stoke are facing us. If we win, Preston, Luton, and Hull all have to win.
Right.
For Derby to get relegated, if Preston lose, if Luton lose, or Hull loses, not all of them, if a single one of them loses, Derby stays up.
Right, okay.
We are at 12:30 kickoff, so it can't be decided earlier on in the day. It will be a case of Derby County. How do I put? You know what? I'm just stumbling my words here. I'm very excited. Essentially, I'm very excited. I am kind of scared, to be honest with you, because I've not. This will be one of.
We're in a good place.
I'm just stumbling. I'm just lost. Yeah. I'm lost for words. To be a Derby fan at the moment is just tense. I don't want to get my hopes up, but we had to win on Saturday, and we did. We beat Hull, and I'm happy. I'm happy with it. Again, I think the big one is Liverpool being champions. I don't really see them.
Yeah.
Rumour has it they were looking to get Harry Kane as a striker.
Who? What?
I saw a rumour that Liverpool were looking for Harry Kane as a striker, and I thought if they got him, Salah feeding Kane.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, we
ruthless.
can't do that. No,
I don't think he'll leave. I don't think he'll leave Munich anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean they've won that, aren't they?
No,
or are they close?
I think because Leverkusen won. Let me have a look. I think they are one game away. Right. From what I remember, because I watched the game the other day.
Pretty close to winning his first title, and Bayern Munich can win more titles, because serious titles as well.
The issue is, it's not one of the big. Is it? I'd say La Liga or Premier League are two of the big ones you want to win. So yeah, if Leverkusen win on Saturday, the next game. So sorry, my maths is horrible. Yeah, they win. So they win. They win this Saturday. They win the Bundesliga, so Harry Kane will get his first title.
I mean, imagine, Jeff, that he wins his first title. I'll be very happy.
It cuts the curse. England win the World Cup.
Yeah, we win the World Cup. So, Derby, stay up.
Yeah.
Harry Kane wins his first title.
Yeah.
And then we win the World Cup. I know it's nowhere near, but that's how it works.
The curse would be cut then.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And as we're currently got the Champions League on, PSG are currently 1-0 up within 3 minutes. You know what? I wish we could fast forward to the end, and but to be honest, by the looks of it, PSG have just been really, really good. But to be honest, like I said, there's a lot of news in football at the moment. Bournemouth United drawing the other day. I don't even want to talk about United.
I
think as far as there's clubs who are in very bad situations at the moment, I think Man United's definitely one. I would say Tottenham. I don't know what the state is at Tottenham. However, here's the thing. I don't know if this is playing any factoid or factor to the bad performances in the Premier League. But they are both in the semi-finals of the Europa League, which, don't get me wrong, I just love the Premier League, obviously. But maybe they're putting all their main focus in winning the Europa League. And like I said...
all their eggs in one basket.
That's what I mean. And that's maybe could relate to the bad performances. However, I don't really agree with it. I think I'm just trying to throw excuses out there for the teams. But yeah, to be honest... Southampton still might draw with Derby's record. There's still a possibility. It's just good. I like football at the moment. Champions League has been interesting. I think Liverpool winning it now it's just kind of like top 5 race. Arsenal have scored. Oh my God. Okay. It has just gotten interesting.
So just for everyone to be aware as well, I have changed my answer officially now to Arsenal to win. And let's face it, ladies and gents, if you want to make a bet, safe to bet on what I say.
Thing is...
yeah, but everything but football, and this is why...
In my defence, I've never really bet much on football.
There is a 9-year-old child swearing, very vividly his lips were saying the F word. I will say...
I can say it, my best friend's ginger, it's fine.
I will say one thing about currently about this game. This could get clipped insanely badly.
Right.
Because, again, by the time this is released and we're watching the game live, yeah?
We're like, oh no.
It being 1-1 at home to this Emirates and they have to go to PSG's ground, that you need to have a goal in advance, really. You would, realistically, you'd like to have a goal lead.
Yeah.
Just have that little bit of advantage. But going there 0-0 is still something.
No, look at the vampire, look how happy he is.
But yeah, to be honest...
For the love of Christ.
VAR.
Can I just say... The only issue I found with football, this is completely going off topic, but I do find it an issue with football, and it's the same way I always think when I watch American football. They stop it every time. You think, oh my god, they've got something. We have to go check this. That's the whole point of
American football.
I know American football is more of a general complaint because it is just annoying. But like with this, I've not seen for ages a goal where they've just been like, yeah, it's a goal. It's done. It's always
well, you know
goal
what? Let's
VAR.
ask it then. Let's ask it. Who is there for VAR?
I don't mind if it's like obviously offside, but you know, sometimes it's like I just don't think it needs to be done.
You know why I think VAR is a great thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Because Maradona would not have got a goal against England in that style. Yeah.
But that's the thing for me, it created a very iconic moment. The thing about me and VAR...
True. However, right, it can cause some serious fights and really, it can cause some serious damage to people at football stadiums if your team was supposed to get a goal.
Vampire does not look happy anymore.
But here's the thing about VAR, yeah? And I can issue, in words, I'm not going to use the phrase, but S-H-I-T.
Yeah.
If I really wish one day.
Spell it out, yeah sure.
Past 9 o'clock, but surely we can do it. It happens.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. I've seen Derby. This season, Championship, I watched a man score a hat-trick against Derby, and 2 of the goals were out the line.
Yeah.
And they were still given. So I get it happens, yeah. But as Derby fans, we went away with that game, not with a head held high. We didn't play particularly well, but it was Norwich.
When did you ever?
Yeah, but we could look at it and say, well, we did get screwed over. However, with VAR, I can see sometimes... just bull happens.
Oh, for the love of Christ.
Yeah, but it just crap happens, and I've seen VAR defend it. A classic one, I think was it Tottenham Liverpool, where a goal happened with Luis Diaz, and they still disallowed it when it was clearly a goal.
Oh no, he's offside.
Oh, he's offside. But that's what I mean. It's just there, like, if you've given the goal, even if you don't agree with it, sometimes it can be wrong, sometimes it can be right. That's fine, yeah? Does it screw over sometimes? Yes. Doesn't it screw... You know what I mean? It's always a flipping head tail, yeah? However, VAR isn't perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should have a second guess that isn't perfect, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I think there's an element of it's a human sport.
Yeah.
So... Are we really always going to defend, like, go based on purely what AI is? And don't get me wrong, I will always defend AI to a degree because I do think there is so many benefits to AI.
There's two guys sat in a box who aren't even at the stadium.
Are you joking?
Will review this game sometimes.
I kind of appreciate if it was AI because at least it's like, okay, they're really putting that effort in, sort of thing.
But I get, you know, one thing, I like goal line technology.
Yeah.
I like that because there is a lot of cases where you don't know if it's going past the line. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that. I don't appreciate, if, for example, VAR, potential red card, that's purely based on your own opinion. Yeah. And that's where I'm there, like, so it's already based on his opinion.
Yeah.
Why do you need a second opinion upon a second opinion on it don't make sense. Just, you know what, your player gets red carded, I watch Derby lose every week sometimes. I'm upset anyway. I don't care about a few crap decisions. I don't really care.
What you're saying about the red card one there, I will say I watched Derby the last match we played, and the opponents, I swear to God, attitude adjustment, Batista bomb, RKO'd our Derby player.
Wasn't the best.
The ref was a Nottingham Forest fan, right? the ref didn't, like, he didn't even blow a whistle, right? And the linesman clearly saw, the guy didn't even hit the ball, he just aimed for our player, and nothing happened because of it. That, I know it's like a lower league side, sure, but that should have been taken. That should have been, right, let's review.
But
if it was the Premier League table...
The thing is, just like I was saying then, you're never going to leave a football game fully satisfied unless your team's won like 4-0 or something like, which I've seen it happen quite a lot, where I have left quite happy with good performances. However, you're not going to leave completely satisfied if you're losing. Yeah, you lose. Sometimes it just happens. Yeah, you get a few bad decisions. It happens.
Yeah.
You know what? If you know what? If it's a really bad decision, like a season-deciding one, you'll remember that for the rest of your life. Being like, "Oh, do you remember that time where we got knocked down?" For me personally, I'm not really a fan of VAR at all. But I see why it's there. I just don't.
Fair.
I'm not here for it. Me personally, the game's gone. The game's gone mad. It's gone crazy.
It's gone nuts.
But other than that, as far as football goes, we're going to good place right now. Good place. Yeah, and do you know what? Next year with the World Cup,
yeah,
I'm very excited, and I truly believe in my heart that England do have a chance of winning this tournament.
Do you know what? It's really nice because I remember, I mean, I don't really watch football, but I do watch England.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started watching, I always used to think, oh no, it's definitely going to happen this year.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that anymore. Every year I think it's going to be worse than the year. When we got beaten by a goalkeeper who was a full-time dentist, I thought it's just not okay. These men are paid top dollar and they've been beat. And no offence, the dentist was very good, but he's a dentist.
They were bad times.
It was a dentist.
Do you know what I think it is? And I will admit I'm a bit of a hypocrite when saying this, but I do think a lot of the times we need to get behind the team. And I'm
waiting for Carter to lose it.
Carter is very passionate about it. He will always stick behind the team. What it is for me is bad decisions that bother me.
I'll tell you what then, guys. I've given up. I've given up a lot of time today. So I think I've got a question for you both, and let's see how you both respond. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Boys, what do you think of Gareth Southgate?
He should have gone years before he did. He was intern for a reason.
Right. Right. You're saying this because we're on podcast. Alright. I'm going to just say this now. Okay. Jesse, the entire time Gareth Southgate was it like every other football fan saying, I hate Gareth Southgate, he needs to go, we need a new manager, and we might actually win something, blah, blah. And then when we got so good and the achievements and the accomplishments we had with England, Jesse, you will never see.
We will.
No,
we will.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You won't see. You won't. It won't happen now. It will be another 10, 15 years until we get a manager that takes us to the final, to the semi-finals regular. Yeah. We're not going to win, and we're not even going to get that close for quite a while now. Gareth Southgate, you were chanting his name by the end. You didn't support him.
I'll always support.
You never support Gareth Southgate.
I never support. I support England. I don't support him. I didn't like him. No.
You didn't like Harry Kane. You were along everybody else saying Harry Kane needs to go. I don't like Harry Kane. And then he starts to get good. And for some reasons, some football fan out there said, I like Harry Kane. And then all you little followers said, oh my God, I love Harry Kane.
He's acting like he's the next football manager or something. I will say this now. Gareth Southgate, you cannot have a team that good and you actually make it to the final. Well done, yeah. And on two separate occasions. The Spain one, they were exceptional. Spain were absolutely exceptional. I can't fault it. Italy, losing at home, you score in the first 2 minutes again at Wembley, and you don't even have a shot on target for the next 90 minutes, is ridiculous in my opinion. And that is I just think, especially with the talent we've got, Saka, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane. The left wing is probably one of our weaker forward areas, and you've got Anthony Gordon and Marcus Rashford, who are two, I wouldn't say like top in the world players, but they're two extremely good players, and that's probably our weakest forward position. But then you get a world-class striker, world-class right winger, world-class CDM, world-class midfielder. Then you've got the argument, who do you stick in the midfield? Foden, Cole Palmer. James Maddison didn't even make the starting lineup, and he's quality as well. So you can't have a team this good and not win anything. And I think Gareth Southgate, this is what bothered me, is he did very well with his team, but they could have won. They could have won. Could have, would have, should have, though. Could have, would have, should have.
God, looks like he wants to argue.
No, it's fine.
But I
We're in a
truly...
safe space. That's what the podcast is
I
for.
truly...
It's for different
No, because
agreements.
I'll
Okay.
swear.
Okay, where do you reckon we'll get knocked out next tournament, then, in the World Cup?
Qualifiers.
If we are not...
Semi-finals.
I could see the semis.
No,
I think we'll win it, personally.
Quarterfinals.
I'd say semis.
Quarterfinals.
I personally think we will win it, but...
Yeah, I used to have that hope.
See, I'm really sad that you have this mentality.
I think
And you
it's
know what? I
sweet.
hope I'm wrong.
I think it's sweet.
I hope I'm wrong. I
I
hope
don't
to
think I'm
God
wrong.
I'm wrong. But I can look back on this podcast and people can go, oh my God, what an idiot. But I
know what?
really hope that happens because it will not happen.
It wouldn't shock me if Spain go back-to-back. Euros
Yeah.
and World Cup. It wouldn't shock me.
Bloody, I don't want Lamau your mum or whatever. I don't want him winning.
He's quality, though.
No,
but
the kid had braces and he beat us. All right, he beat
He's
us.
a great player, but...
He had braces in. He was going to school.
Yeah.
I will just say
And we got beaten by a dentist once.
I think this England
That
team...
dentist probably put those braces in that child.
If this England team is one of the best England teams I've ever seen, I do truly believe we can win it. And I think, but judging how we've been playing as well, I think we will win it. Again, that is probably just my positivity. That's just my hope, and it is the hope that kills you. So
It is.
we can only hope. That's all we can do. But I think we spoke up enough about football. We're very short on darts. We'll let Carter have it now. We'll pass it on to him.
Right, before I get into the big, I might just mention a few fights coming up, which are quite big, and they should be mentioned, right?
Okay.
So, on the 2nd of May,
You always do this first.
yeah, because it's a big one to talk about this week. So, I'll be quick with it. Ryan Garcia versus Rolando Romero, yeah?
Big name.
For junior welterweights. It's not for a championship, it's not nothing for that. But it is also, Ryan Garcia, he always puts on a show.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Garcia will win, in my opinion. Just, he is that little bit too good for him, yeah? May 3rd, Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull for the super middleweight undisputed championship. This will be the second time Alvarez has got the undisputed super middleweight, right? Which I don't think has happened with that weight class. If anybody is able to do that,
Yeah, it's Canelo.
it's Canelo Alvarez. So, should we... Technically, though, William Skull is undefeated. He's got, I think it's
Shut up,
23
Shut
wins.
The dog stopped moving.
Yeah, shut
He's
up,
had
Carter.
23 fights, 23 wins, 9 knockouts. So he's just technically good, but to bet against Canelo Alvarez would be to bet against Ayrton Senna.
I'm willing to do
the
it.
Current
You don't
McLaren
think Canelo is going to win?
I don't know who Canelo is.
He's hard as nails.
I
that's what he
am
is.
willing to do it. I will be the sacrifice. And what's that one in Madagascar? I'm the sacrifice.
Oh, but what if... Don't, because what if he does it now?
Then I am the champion of the world.
Canelo Alvarez has like 65, 66 fights. He's had 2 losses.
And one of them's Mayweather, mind you. So it's not-
Mayweather and
yeah.
Bivol, which is currently the undisputed light heavyweight
Well,
champion.
You're about to see him lose
he
again.
just is-
No.
Because my money's on the other man you mentioned.
William Skull.
That's the one. That's who my money's on.
Yeah, you don't bet against Canelo.
Yeah,
You
I've
don't.
done it.
Never.
It's like betting against Ayrton Senna in today's
it
modern day
literally is, yeah.
McLaren. You want to do it?
No, I wouldn't. However, I am doing it this time.
Okay, alright. Well, you're wrong. May 4th, we have...
May the 4th be with you.
Inyaway, I don't know how to say his full name.
Okay,
My
shocker.
apologies. Inyaway
Shocker.
versus Ramon Cardenas for the undisputed junior featherweight championship, right? He is currently undefeated with 29 fights, 29 wins, no losses, no draws, 26 knockouts. That's an 89% knockout rating. It's very impressive. Obviously, it's a very light weight class, but he is arguably one of the best in the world right now. Definitely top 10. It's just a shame he doesn't get that much recognition because people don't watch featherweight as much as they do
Yeah.
heavyweight, cruiserweight, sometimes middleweight if you've got some good ones.
Yeah.
But he is arguably one of the best boxers in the world right now. He is absolutely phenomenal. Besides them three, which are always good, you got 2 undisputed championship fights coming up. Obviously, Ryan Garcia always puts on a show. We have an announcement of a fight coming on July 18th.
Just
Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois for the undisputed. Obviously, Usyk currently holds the WBC, WBA, WBO, and he did have all 4 and was undisputed, but he vacated the IBF back to Daniel Dubois so him and Parker could have a fight, so he could set up. So currently Daniel Dubois has the IBF, and they're going to do one final, one match for the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Last time, Daniel Dubois caught a low blow on Usyk, which meant Usyk had to have a 4-minute timeout.
Could I just say what? So say Usyk wins and he wants to retire.
Yeah.
Then what happens? Does he have to fight again?
What do you mean? What, for the belts?
Yeah.
No. So if he retires and he's got all the belts, it goes back to the Boxing Association.
Okay.
And they basically then give out fights. Say
Right.
Fury says, right, Fury and AJ, they want to fight for either undisputed or one of the belts. They'll fight for one of the belts and say, okay, we'll give Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, we'll give them that fight, go WBA. Then we say, right, Zhang wants to fight for the belt, give him a chance, and then it goes on from there. And then the top boys with the belt will fight the other one to collect both. And then, because it's a 4-belt period, it means more money, more people watching. So then eventually when Undisputed comes about, it's a big, big name. Like, you know, when Usyk won.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a massive one, because Usyk did beat Dubois last time with a round 9 knockout. Dubois. You're going to love it. I don't know what his middle name is, but his initials are D.
Nice.
Daniel something beginning with D.
Triple D.
Triple D. But yeah, I mean, the size difference isn't massive enough to talk about. Daniel Dubois is huge. We're going to ignore her laughing. Usyk is a good 6'3", but he comes in very light for a heavyweight. He
said Daniel Dubois is huge. And then he kept saying size difference.
Sure. Daniel Dubois is 6'5" and will come in closer to about 19 stone. So there's a big weight difference, but the skill difference is astronomical. Daniel Dubois is a skilled fighter. He's incredibly powerful and explosive, but and what a youngness is, the youth is on side, but he's just not skillful enough. Usyk is one of the most gifted, skilled boxers I've ever seen in my life, so I can't imagine that's going to go any way but Usyk winning, unless Daniel Dubois catches him with a low blow again. Now, for
the big one.
The one that I want to talk about.
It's the banker. It's a no-brainer.
It's a banker. Of course we'll have a look.
Of course we'll have a look.
This is one of the best fights I've seen in modern day history. Two people that absolutely hate each other, absolutely would rather die in a ring than lose to the other person. All out, different weight class, different weights, different sizes, different skill, everything. But what an amazing fight! Absolutely incredible. Eubank did come out and win on points, as I predicted, so just want to throw out that.
I won 16 quid on that fight.
Yeah.
Well, God didn't win anything.
I earned my money back, if that's all that matters. I earned no profit, though.
Oh, wow.
Do you reckon that got caught? Do you reckon that's on the podcast?
Oh, Ghost.
Oh, Ghost, you're joining us.
Do you have an opinion to share?
Should we put on a title? Special guest?
Yeah.
Ghost.
Special guest Ghost.
But... Sorry, guys. But, yeah, I mean...
Don't apologise. It's fine, Carter.
But yeah, what an incredible fight. Obviously, Eubank is considerably larger. He, obviously, because they had, hydrate clauses. it's possible that Eubank, because he missed the weight by 0.5 of a pound, had to pay a fine for it. But then there's a chance that he probably came in about 2 stone heavier anyway, so it didn't really matter. But the size difference is there. Obviously, Benn was a lot smaller, a lot lighter, fighting above his weight class, and he did phenomenal. Neither fighters dropped, although there were rounds where we thought, right, they're going to drop. Around round 5, round 6, I thought
you're not talking about the big one
going to drop.
The last round, Jesus.
I don't know. I think 5 and 6 were more like 5 and 6 were so many punches where I thought Benn's knocked out, he's on the canvas, stayed up, and then round 11, 12, Eubank just got tired. He got incredibly tired, and he got caught with good right over, and he just lost it from there, and he couldn't regain. But apparently he did, because he kept on swinging. They were both so tired towards the end, but they carried on fighting. It was pure hatred for each other that pushed them.
It reminded me of, in wrestling, there's this thing called ooh, ah. So it's like when the good guy hits, he goes, way, and everyone goes, oh, when the bad guy hits, yeah. So watching Dallin Carter in that fight, every time Benn hit, it was Carter going, oh. Every time Eubank hit, a big going, hey, and then it would just switch with Dad going, oh. In that last round, we had our dad who was bet on Benn going, no, dear God, just stay up, you idiot, just stay up, you melt, and doing all this, and we had Carter just going, yes, kill him, murder him, death, I want blood.
Me and our father are big boxing fans. However, all 4 of us sat together and watched it. I was the only person who wanted Eubank to win.
I wanted Benn. I wanted Benn.
I didn't care.
Charlie voted Benn. She voted Benn and stuck on it up until
was quite happy
she was
to say,
wrong and then chose differently.
No, I originally said Eubank JR on the basis that I've seen him on Gogglebox.
You said that, and then when they started doing the walkouts...
No, the reason that Dad said to change was because he said he thinks I would see Benn more.
Can I take the big one?
You did choose Benn.
Well, I said I didn't care.
Can I just say, Chris Eubank Senior has so much aura.
Oh my God, I can't
so much
I don't know, aura. People hate him. People online are hating him.
He got a WWE level pop.
I love it so much.
Did you see the fight at the end?
Yeah.
My son won. Rastafari.
What was he say? It was what was a word that he used? Elevating or electric. I can't remember, but he was explaining. He goes, "Oh, magnificent!" And he just, oh my God, I love that guy so much. He is quality. People hate him because
I understand why he winds me up.
Good.
I know, but like a lot of people saying he's always stealing the spotlight.
Yeah,
let him steal the spotlight.
No, it's his son's fight.
He's one of the greatest middleweights of all time.
Yeah, but it's not his fight. It's his son's fight.
Can I ask Carter a question here about boxing?
Benn's dad didn't do that.
We need the boxing expert's opinion on this. Do you think boxers have gotten dull and boring in a modern age?
Dull and boring isn't the right word, but it's slowed massively, you know, and it always has. Every generation of boxing slowed a bit from the past. That's why, especially in heavyweights in boxing, because if you go back to the old days where we have to find footage and stuff of like Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, Hazard, Walcott's, all of these guys, right? They went out and, you know, the gloves down, whatever. It wasn't skill and bounce around and see, you know, get points. It was, right, I'm going to punch you, you're going to punch me, I'm going to punch each other, and the first one to drop loses. Yeah. That's how it was. But it was exciting because you come out and you've watched 2 really hard guys batter each other, and it was, all right, who's right, who's wrong. Then the next generation of Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
Sonny Liston, I suppose, just before that, Ken Norton, all of these guys. That is the best heavyweight. That's the best generation, but the heavyweight generation of boxing of all time. You had Muhammad Ali, which changed the game for boxing. Nobody saw a heavyweight like that. Nobody saw a heavyweight bounce around like that, and the skill he had, the speed. George Foreman, the power he possessed was amazing. Frazier, one of the hardest guys in boxing. Ken Norton, the power. I mean, that was the best of all time. And then it got slower. I'd say it just got slower then. You got like Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko, all of these guys afterwards, and that did get slower. It was less so. Mike Tyson was explosive for a long time when he was fighting people that weren't so great. You know, when he was fighting people and he came out and knocked out in a few rounds, it was exciting, and that's why he was. That's why he was voted and always rated as one of the best, because at that time it was so slow. He comes out and it's amazing. After that, Vladimir Klitschko ruined it. The Klitschko brothers ruined it for a good decade and a bit.
Don't get me wrong, I think they were very good.
They're very good, and obviously they've got records and stuff, but it just slowed because they weren't hard, they weren't big punch, they were just to stand there, kind of like slowly get more points, and then when he saw bang, knockout, sometimes more with points. It wasn't interesting.
It's that, again, I'm not comparing it to it at all, but with WWE, I like WWE, yeah. But the one thing I love about it is the entertainment factor, yeah. Let boxing be boxing, as in let the fights be the fights. And this is one thing I don't like about Misfits, is with all the promos and whatnot, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I do like the idea of press conference. I do like the idea of having the two people face off in a ring and whatnot, yeah. But when they did the whole KSI Wade Plember, and it's like...
well, Jesse, we're talking about boxing.
Yeah, but going into real boxing, I would like to see it. Boxers having a bit more personality. Boxers, what? Just really having a go more.
That's really how you get a name. Like, you think Tyson Fury got it through skill? He's a good boxer, but if he was boring, like, I don't know, Daniel Dubois. No offense, Daniel Dubois can be very funny sometimes, but he's not a massive talker in the press conference and stuff. If Tyson Fury was like that, no one would watch him.
I'd say, though, I just want to see less of this, like, what are you going to do? You know what we're going to do? I'm going to go get in that ring, I'm going to punch him, I'm going to knock him out, and you know what?
Well, that's how you sell fights. That's why it got
that's so boring.
Again, that's why Muhammad Ali's era was the best, right? Because before that, you didn't have press conferences, you didn't have stuff like that on meets. And during that time, if you had Joe Frazier or George Foreman, they were very much like, yeah, I'm going to knock you out. Oh, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. Done. Muhammad Ali came out. I am the greatest of all time. I have wrestled with an alligator. Don't toss away what, That's why he was, like, people loved him. And he became the best of all time, was because he changed it and came out and said this stuff. Sugar Ray Robinson
damn right,
didn't even do this. Mike Tyson, again, he had personality. It wasn't a great personality. I wonder if you can hear that in the background.
Yes, you can definitely hear it, yes.
Ghost is like, I've got something to say, guys. And
I will say
Mike Tyson had a personality. Yeah. Although it wasn't great, but he did have a personality.
I said one to you as well back here. Me and can't speak about this stuff, but I think entrances in boxing, I like the one against Eubank and Sini the other day. That's an entrance.
Like WWE?
I'm talking like when they come out. The feel I love, especially with WWE, is making someone. Like, for example, Cody Rhodes, if he was a boxer, he would be in the heavyweight division.
He's massive.
You don't look at him, though. You don't look at him and think it. But when you look at someone against
Cody Rhodes wouldn't be, I don't think.
No, we had
he's 230 pounds.
Yeah.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
He'd be lower, but fair enough.
But I like the idea where you make these superstars look like superstars. You make these.
He's also like 6'5" as well.
Yeah, he's massive. Yeah, but you make these athletes look like athletes. You make these superstars look like superstars. And I think with boxing, when they're just casually walking out and whatnot, make them feel grand. Make them, when you're watching it, feel like you're watching two colossal giants fight, even if it is featherweights or something like that. But
you'll be surprised, Jess. They all do. I mean, Tyson Fury always loves people singing, and he'll always come out dancing. He'll always had some get up or something. Usyk comes out in his Ukrainian kind of gear. You'll have people like Wilder always came out with some specialised mask to look like dead street and stuff. Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua, they'll always come out and have some grime music playing or something. They'll always represent, they'll always have a bit of a show coming out. So it's definitely, they always have something. There's always a good walkout. Beterbiev and Bivol was an amazing fight. Them two both were amazing fights, especially the second one. Absolutely incredible. Didn't think I was going to see one like that. And I didn't think Benn Eubank was going to be such a good fight. I was wrong. It was amazing. I didn't know. Yeah, it was so impressive. And I was right in the end. And Eubank won. So it was very impressive, and I am very happy with the outcome.
Yeah.
And I suppose over this next week, when's May the 2nd? We've got is that
Friday.
Friday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I've got a decent boxing match every day, and then in a couple of months we've got Usyk to talk about. Boxing's good right now. It's good. So, and also we should probably mention while we've got a second, John Jones versus Tom Aspinall.
Yes, yeah, even I want to talk about this.
John Jones he's not unbeaten. He's not unbeaten, but
our special guest is starting to lose his mind a little bit.
Yeah, let's have the next fight. Me versus this
Ghost,
dog.
come here.
John Jones he's people say he's technically undefeated because he's never lost, but he has lost because he has taken steroids, and that is a clear cheat. It's clear, and you should be banned from fighting if you do so. He's done it multiple times and got caught multiple times, right? So he's had one no contest and he has had a loss because of steroid use. So he has lost, but people claim he's never lost before, supposedly. He is arguably what people say the greatest UFC fighter of all time. I would personally say George St. Pierre.
Oh, I love George, yeah.
John Jones is a horrible person. He's not a good person. John Jones is arguably one of the best. If you say he's best, fair enough. But he's past his prime now. He's not really fought anyone great for a while in their prime. And he's now fighting Tom Aspinall, who is in his prime. He's 7 years younger. And Tom Aspinall, he's a different breed of heavyweight fighter. He has the shortest average fight time in the entire UFC. It's like 2 minutes, right? Which means within 2 minutes, he will knock a person out. It doesn't go past round one. He is so impressive. He is so fast for the size he is. He's bigger than Jones, which Jones isn't a natural heavyweight, but he's now up to heavyweight. Tom Aspinall is a natural heavyweight. He's much bigger. He's so much faster, so much more powerful. I don't think John Jones ever faced someone as powerful a puncher as Tom Aspinall. The only way John Jones is an incredible fighter and he understands the art of fighting, he understands to keep a distance if he has to, if it gets close range, how do you deal with it? He's just now fighting someone who is a good fighter and is bigger than him is different. John Jones is used to being the bigger person, now he's not.
Yeah.
And not only, because he has faced big opponents, but now he's facing someone who's bigger and can fight. So I don't understand how he'd win this one. I'm going to have to say Tom Aspinall's on the win for this one.
I love Tom Aspinall as well.
We'll go for the Brit. We'll go for the Brit.
You have to. Yeah.
We'll go for the Brit.
Nothing against you, John. I just think I can beat you in that.
Hello, John.
Nothing against you personally.
Nothing against.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
That's everything, yeah. Right, guys. Thank you so much.
Wait. There is one last thing.
Oh, God.
One sec.
Oh, God, what? Oh, no. What?
No.
What? Oh, for God's sake.
Fact of the day.
Oh, God.
Music helps people with brain injuries recall personal memories from the past.
Well, there we go, guys. There you go.
Yeah.
You learned something new.
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
Alright, so if you have a brain injury and you're somehow listening to this, listen to some music.
While we're on air as well, as we're going into the outro, just to let you know, our episode has been it's gone around the globe. We've been downloaded in Australia.
I wonder if it was Oscar Piastri who downloaded it.
It was, funny enough, the Piastri v Verstappen episode.
So it has to be. It can't be anybody else.
It has to be.
I believe
it has to be Oscar
in Las
Piastri.
Vegas, in Miami. My apologies.
Yeah.
In Miami, Oscar Piastri on one of the talks will be saying, "Yeah, I listened to a podcast the other day talking about it, and it was I think it's a Sibling Ting podcast."
Yeah, I've downloaded it.
That's gonna have to be. That's what's happened. I don't think there's nobody else that lives in Australia, right? So
no, it's just him. It's just him on his own. Him on his own.
So guys, thank you for listening. Please follow us on social media.
Yeah.
We are on pretty much everything. We are going to download some more content to our social media, try and get a bit of a rise.
Trying our best, guys.
Trying our best. Whatever you listen to podcasts on, we are on this. Whatever you're listening to on now and others, all the main streaming sites. So please give a follow, or please just listen. We're very happy. Please comment any opinions of us, or if you got any questions, we would love to answer a question on the podcast.
We love a prediction as well.
We love predictions. So thank you very much for listening.
Drive home
safe. Drive home safe, of course.
Yep.
Don't do drugs, all that. Thank you very much, guys. And I have been Carter. Au revoir.
I have been Jesse. Konnichiwa.
That's not right.
I've been Charlie. I don't know.
Adios.
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 Bye.
Take care now.